Good morning, YouTube. I'm currently reading a book called The Languages of Names. The Language of Names. I've always been fascinated by names. When I'm finished the book, I'll probably do a review. But names have always been something I've been interested in. I particularly enjoy learning people's middle names, because the middle name is kind of a hidden name. It's not a name that most people talk about in casual conversation. I always get these strange looks when I ask, "So, what's your middle name?" People they want to know why I want to know. And I tell them the truth. I just find it fascinating. My first name is James. It's an okay name. It's far too popular in my age bracket. At one time, I worked at a company that had a total of 50 employees, and 7 of us were named James. It made things very complex. My sister was born with the name Jennifer. She never liked it. When she was in college, she had it legally changed to Hope. She likes Hope a lot more. Whatever makes her happy. My ex-wife changed her last name to mine when we got married. During our marriage, she had her first and middle names legally changed as well. So none of the names she now possesses she had as birth names. My wife didn't change her name. When we got married, she kept her maiden name, which is fine with me. I was happy with whatever she wanted to do, but she kept it for professional reasons, as she's a writer. I find it strange that in the 21st century, women, at least in the Western world, routinely adopt their husband's last name. I'm not aware when I first became aware of this phenomenon, that women change their names when they get married. But I can tell you that it always bugged me, even when I was a child. It seemed unfair. And what really got me was when I began to realize that sometimes women were referred to as Mrs. John Smith. What an incredibly horrible thing to have happen to you. You've had your entire identity stripped away. You've been reduced to nothing but an extension of your husband. I just cannot fathom that. I mean, I realize that it's part of the patriarchy that we live in, the whole concept that at one time marriage was pretty much an exclusive property exchange, and women were bought and sold just like cattle and land. But this is the 21st century, and maybe it's time to move beyond that. I knew a man once that when he got married, he and his wife combined their 2 names and made a new name. So both of them had new names. I thought that was a pretty clever idea. I have a friend who lives in New Jersey now, and he took his wife's name as his middle name. So there's a connection there. I find that much more equitable, much more fair. I was discussing this with my wife, and she doesn't consider it to be a big deal that when a woman takes their husband's name. She is impacted by it a lot less than I am. My sister recently got married, and I was really surprised to find out that she took her husband's last name. If there was one person in the world that I thought would maintain their name, it would be her. And she didn't. And I haven't really discussed this with her. And eventually she'll probably see this video, and maybe she'll tell me why she did. Maybe she's a little more traditional than I thought she was. But I've never understood why, in this day and age, you do that. Why would you keep your name? Or combine your names? Or invent a whole new name for your couple, or the spouses that you've become? I would never ask my wife to change her name. If she wanted to, that would be fine. My ex-wife kept my last name when we got divorced, and I'm fine with that as well. I really think that people should name themselves what they want to be. As I said, my name is James. Online, I'm known as Tetsubo. Japanese, meaning tetsu, iron, and bo, meaning staff. Literally, an iron staff. It's a Japanese weapon. I tell people that I chose it because the weapon is much like myself. Large, slow, blunt. But it's my name. I chose it. And in some ways, I think it fits me better than the one I was given when I was born. Have a nice day.